Alrighty. The soup, I believe, has been fixed, and I feel like it is time to get back onto the run, soupless. And obviously, a quick apologies about the tech issues. Of course, it is not a speedrun marathon without some tech issues. I feel like if you've been in the space for that long, you probably understand the pains. But thankfully, tech has done their best and their amazing job and has fixed it. But I feel like it's a good time to get back in. Are you ready, Dr. Kickenstead?
I'm ready. Let's get back into this. I'll give another countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Just wanted to make sure everything's okay. We're looking good.
Aye, so far everything does not look, nothing looks soup worthy, so we do look pretty goated.
I love the term
cringe to say. I say it and I regret it. Oh no. Fine, it's okay.
No, I'm gonna have my moments too. So yeah, I'll kind of just re-explain what I was talking about earlier. This game is heavily based off of motion controls because the original concept for this game was meant to have the barrel, like the barrel controllers that they used for Jungle Beat on the GameCube. And because of that, they had to improvise with this game, making it so I had to use my Wiimote and nunchuck. So every time I swing my Wii remote like this, I turn right. Every time I swing my nunchuck like this, I go left. And that ultimately carries me throughout the entire game. With acceleration, basically you have to rapidly swing both to actually like get back up to full speed. That only happens when I get hit by like items, like obstacles, etc. And near the end of this game, there's gonna be a lot of those. Because the way that they make this game harder, they like to, what's it called? They throw everything they have at you just to, just to mess with you. It makes it fun because it makes it challenging, but at the same time, my goodness. Also, there will be a prompt that comes up on the screen whenever I hit my max speed. Thankfully, the game doesn't, like, the game tells me that I don't have to keep on swinging. I don't have to keep on swinging just to maintain that max speed. Luckily, it locks in my acceleration once I do hit max speed. I'm kind of thankful for that, because just imagining all, like, the little kids owning this game, having to swing for their life. I'll even kind of show you real quick. If I just keep on doing this, that'll pop up. It'll warn me. So yeah, this is one of the beach levels in the game. There's gonna be a bunch of these. They're gonna put us underwater like so. And naturally what I like to do... Oh jeez. I like to double check and make sure I have extra wild moves when I'm underwater, because everyone's natural speed is just a little lower when you're underwater. Yeah, wild moves. They're really important for this game. Every time you get 50 bananas, right? You get a fire icon that pops up on the right. It'll turn you on fire and give you a really good speed boost. These are vital for maintaining the highest speed you can in the game, because they allow for combos like this to happen. And these combos are what helps us carry really good speed and really good times on these tracks. So because of that, knowing like the track layouts and all of that are super important. It's a lot of just doing that and making sure you know, like, you work with your motion controls. This game can be a workout sometimes. A lot of these combos that I'm getting right now, they get much harder later. This. Then I can combo off this guy. Barely into the barrels. And like that, I skipped almost the entirety of that underwater section. Just like that.
I love how he's basically just flying on a floating track.
Yeah, that's like they do that for all these tracks, because that was like the whole gimmick. Like, they wanted to kind of copy off of Diddy Kong Racing a little bit, but wanted it to be its own separate thing. This is the best they could come up with. I also did want to mention as well, when you see me on the top left on the character, like, you know, the rankings or whatever, DK has that special little star on him. And that's because we're not playing as normal DK here. Even, despite what it looks like. We're actually playing as a different top-tier version of DK. I'll showcase it a little bit when we're done with this race, because that's when the Grand Prix ends. But for completing all the side missions in this game, you unlock the Ultra Barrels. And the Ultra Barrels are basically the only car in the game that gives you max stats on everything. And for whatever reason, they decided it was a good idea for only DK to have them. So every speedrun you'll be seeing of this game is only going to be of DK on these. And that's just because they're overpowered. They do all your taxes for you, all your chores. You basically don't want to you don't not want to have these on. Go. I mentioned a little bit before we cut, but these item balloons are also going to be in different colors. You'll be seeing red and blue ones here. These are also kind of gimmicky in a way. It's a little harder to explain, but all characters, no matter who you pick, will get items or whatever. But they also their whole gimmick is that they power up depending on which character you are. There's two different classes, quote unquote, in this game. You can play as Kongs and you can play as Kremlings. There's no real advantage to either of them. But basically, the red balloons will get a little extra powered up items for the Kongs if they get them. And the blue ones power up the Kremlings. Like for example, right here I get a melon. A melon is pretty much like a star in this game. The melon will last longer if I pick that up from a red balloon as a Kong. That was a big sentence, but it makes sense. So while the Kremlings can still get a red balloon and an item from it, because I got that red balloon as Donkey Kong, it makes that item better. And that applies to every single item as well in the game. It's kind of silly. That was our first Grand Prix right here. So then I gotta do a little bit of menuing after that. I just want you to pay attention to Donkey Kong on the character select screen when I pick him. Because he has his own special voice line as well that not a lot of people know about. I don't even think a lot of people know about Ultra Barrel DK in general. But check this out. Look at his stats. Ready? 3 stars? 5 stars. It's kind of sick nasty. One of the side modes in this game is just a missions mode, like you'd find in your older Mario Kart games. You just complete all of those, and it gives you the best character in the game, basically.
Question I have is, who's the best character? Who's the most OP racer? Because I know in certain kart racing type games, there's always that one character that has a little bit more of an advantage, either to make it faster or just better than the others.
Yeah, I'm playing as that character.
Oh, is Donkey Kong's the most powerful in the... Well, yeah, it is Donkey Kong. I mean, the game is named after him. Very strange.
Yeah, because originally, if Ultra Barrels, the ones I'm using right now, were not a thing, it would either be Cranky Kong or K and K Rool. You also unlock them through the mission mode as well. But the final mission gives you these Ultra Barrels, and only Donkey Kong can have these. They are just better barrel cars in every other way. You can kind of see, I can just get if I start getting my combos down and everything, I will just start flying away from everybody else. I'm gonna unlock that for barrels. Yeah, on every board as well, sorry, every map, there will be these event panels down the ground. These are pretty much just stage gimmicks, per se. They'll do something different on every stage, like this one right here will give me a golden banana. Some of them will activate traps and stuff, like enemies, barrel cannons as well, etc, etc. Oh my gosh, look, a bird! Oh my god, speed ducks! There's 2 of them on my screen.
Question. quick question. Just a quick little thing here. Would you be able to, in between races, have a quick little pause as we wonder about some quick tech? Yeah, it is going a little soupy and a little blowy every once in a while. So I think we're trying to investigate something, but that is just a quick. Pause.
Yeah, I got you right now.
Okay.
I'll just pause right here.
All right, I'm dragging you down here. Can you check your bit rate for me?
Yeah. It says I haven't dropped a frame on my end.
I don't think you're dropping frames. I think you're sending too high of a bit rate and it's breaking our TMP server.
Oh yeah, it is a little higher than what my normal settings are.
Yeah, can you set it? Can you set it like 3,000? Like set it really low.
Really low?
Yeah, like 3,000.
Okay,
I
it's
do
at
remember
3,000.
I remember for SDAT 2025, you guys are streaming quite low bit rate due to your RTMP being not a bit high,
Yeah.
handle high, yeah.
Yeah, I normally have mine at like
See if that
5,200. But yeah, I didn't realize it changed when I switched to Streamlink or whatever.
I see. I stream at 12,000 bit rate, so
Oh my gosh.
that's because my internet on my
Oh.
PC can handle it. So.
All right, well, I'm going to send you guys back over because they can hear us anyway. So,
That's awesome sauce.
Alrighty. Sorry about that. We just had to quickly put Donkey Kong in the quick pit stop real quick while we went to go fix some bit rate. But we are back, so feel free to continue this amazing run, Dr. Cake and stuff.
Epic. I'm gonna press A in 3, 2, 1, A. So yeah, another thing you'll notice with a lot of these Grand Prix as well. I could be wrong about this. I believe there are 20 tracks in this game, and a lot of them, as you're kind of seeing right now, they reuse a lot of assets. This is a very well-made game, if you couldn't tell. However, they do take some liberties. They change the layouts quite a bit. Like, they're not entirely the same tracks. Like as I was saying earlier, they like to throw a lot of enemies and obstacles in your way later on. And that's because a lot of them are reused, so in order to make the tracks a bit different, they kind of have to do that. What you just saw a second ago was the TNT barrel item. That is the one big item we never want to see at a speedrun. That was crazy. The TNT barrel item, what it does, it'll drop TNT barrels on every single racer in the game. And what that does is, it'll not only get rid of all of the wild moves you have saved up on the right side of my screen, but it also reverses your controls. So like just a second ago, I was having to adapt to that. Let's see. Here we can get the fishes in the lake. Oh. So yeah, again, a lot of this game is memorizing all the patterns, where the barrels are, all that. I didn't even talk about it, but also my A button just punches. Every character has their own unique punch animation. It's really funny because some of them are just naturally slower than others. Donkey Kong's is pretty good. It covers more of his right, as you could kind of see earlier. Like, it doesn't cover his entire body. Because of that, it's not the best for attacking others, but it gets the job done. Every time you punch a barrel, it'll give you 5 bananas each time. This also applies to running into them with wild moves as well. And again, that's one of the main things you do when you're trying to collect bananas and trying to get as many wild moves as you can. There should be 2 more races. Yep. Shimmering Sea. This is another one where you go underwater at some point. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that it'll also spawn in like a shark. You can run into that with wild moves. But I don't think you can punch them normally, however. I'm pretty sure that's just the case with most enemies in the game. This item that I just got hit by is the beehive. You have to shake off all the bees. Oh, I was not looking. This is actually really bad RNG. But ultimately, there's a lot of annoying items that just kind of stop you in your tracks. That beehive was just one of them. You just gotta shake them off. It's just a hassle. You can't achieve max speed until you've shaken all of them off. I'm gonna strat here. I like to stay on the right.
I'm not gonna lie, I love the little pirate ship underneath the water there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we get to float right above it too. It's really good details.
I don't know what it is. It's like I enjoy any game, especially like Nintendo games that have like shipwrecks. They always look so good. It's crazy.
Yeah, they even added one in the recent Kirby Air Riders game as well. They did a really good job making it look good in that too. And yeah, if you just look at the mini-map, you can see how big of a lead I have. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing this a lot in the run. It is also possible to completely lap your opponents as well. And it's really nice, actually, if you can manage to pull it off. It doesn't happen all the time, because you have to play absolutely perfect. But if you run into your opponents as well with your wild moves, you can combo off of them just like you would with like a barrel or something. There we go. So yeah, the only things you can't hypothetically run into with a wild move is just like random obstacles like trees, like pillars, like your normal stuff, as well as like gray barrels. Those ones are just indestructible barrels. You can't punch those either. You can only get past those ones with like a melon or something else. I believe in this one there are 3 different variations of the eyes level. These ones all kind of have the same premise where you're gonna be climbing up these steep hills. And then these ones have some of the most brutal endgame moments in any of the tracks in this game. A lot of them have tons of these gray barrels. You'll be seeing a bunch of those later. And of course, if you wild move into one of these gray barrels, it'll stop you in your place. And these ones hurt a bunch too. Like, you get stunned for a little bit if you get hit by a gray barrel or run into one. But what the game does to make the difficulty harder is that they'll place a bunch of these right next to the barrels you need to combo on. And so you gotta be really like precise with where you want to move your stuff. Go. Yeah, so this one I believe is the first one. It's not bad at all. But I'm pretty sure the layout is also pretty similar later on as well. It's just mainly, they throw a bunch of these at you.
I'm not gonna lie, this game is making me consider one thing, and that is, what does Donkey Kong have against barrels? And, like, even in the original game where Mario was called Jumpman, he had a thing against barrels. He was just lobbing them. Like, I don't think dude likes barrels.
Not bad, and I don't think they're very like cheap either. Barrels are pretty pricey in the real world.
Bro's going through barrels and barrels and barrels, like, holy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my fault they keep respawning in front of me.
You know what I think you will like more? I think you'll like buckets more. We all love buckets. I've been thinking of buckets all day today, so...
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. The game also grades you based on how well you play as well. A lot of the times, it's not very accurate. It's just a cute little, like, novelty just to look at here and there. But, like, if you get hit by, like, items and stuff, and then play the whole rest of the track perfectly, I think it still deducts your grade by a little bit. So that's kind of where, like, RNG comes into play with a game like this. you gotta be aware of like your surroundings and your opponents and everyone. And one big strategy I have with this game, right? One big strategy I have with this game is at the start of every race, I always want to make sure I'm like grabbing items, I'm doing whatever I can to get ahead of everybody. Because this game also heavily favors front running. But at the start of every race, the CPUs will always rubber band ahead of you. And yeah, just like that, they also have their own punches and stuff that they'll attack you with. So it's important you're aware of that every time. But once you're in the lead, then it's hard to get past. Like they're not gonna be passing you if you're that far ahead. Oh my gosh. Also, one of the enemies you just saw a second ago was an electrifying shark. They decided to make this a little harder by adding one of those. I can't wild move through those. So at all costs I have to avoid those, even if I'm in like trying to do a combo or something. Yeah. And for these maps I have a set path that I like to go on. But there's a lot of factors that change that easily. I just barely avoided that shark. Oh my gosh, that was another bird. Oh my gosh, gamers. Speed ducks. That was our good friend Quox. He's he is essentially this game's blue shell, but you can avoid him in a number of different ways. He'll pop up in your screen for a second and try to attack you. Like that. There's another one that's terrible RNG. But once you like see and react that he's gonna be there, all you have to do is just dodge to the right or left or jump. He's actually not that threatening if you know what you're doing. Go. We'll just play this safe and go for this combo I know. Boom! Another good friend that we'll probably see at some point is our good friend Squawks. Look, there he is in the middle. Squawks is another one of the items where you absolutely do not want to see this man. I'm sorry to say. Squawks, I believe, just targets the person in front of you if you use it. So if second place hypothetically gets a Squawks item, what's gonna happen is that he'll start circling around you, and while he's present in your point of view, he restricts your access to any wild moves. You cannot use them. I mean, you can try, you know, but he punishes you for trying. He pecks at you. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little cute, but it's also so annoying, because Squawks can pop up mid-combo, right? So you can be cooking all this hot gas or whatever, but then mid-combo, he just comes in and ruins your day. And then because of that, you can't get your combo anymore. No! So yeah, it's always a disappointment if we see TNT barrels, if we see Squawks. I think most of the other items are fine. Like the rest of them are just kind of whatever. But those are items where they destroy runs if you see them like popping in a lot. Also, another one of the neat things I like about this game too. So we're playing on another version of the volcano level from earlier, and there's another one after this as well, if I remember right. We're actually playing this map in reverse, and that's the big gimmick for this. Like, they obviously added more barrels and stuff to make it different, but we are ultimately just playing this game backwards. And I kind of like that, because for each variation of map in this game, every single one has a different song. And this game has an amazing soundtrack. I can't say that enough. So it made me really sad learning that on the... No, there's squawks! That's a terrible time, actually. We're gonna improvise take this barrel because of that. Yeah. To my surprise, if anyone's played the Mario Hurdle, there's only 3 songs from this game that are on the Hurdle. And there's like 20 tracks. That made me so sad to learn. It's fine, we have another one. So yeah. Some of my favorites are coming up in the final GP. And a lot of them, I guess you could argue that they're like different variations of like tracks or whatever. But they all stand out so much. Like they all have that like T. Lopes feel, if you know who that is. He made the music for Sonic Mania. And he actually made his own original OST for this random DS game. Fun fact, it's called like Kong Island or something like that. Where its main character is just a Donkey Kong ripoff. It was made by this like third-party studio, I don't remember who. But he made a soundtrack for that game on the DS. And it sounds so similar to this game, it made me start questioning things. So yeah, this one is one of the important ones where you gotta make sure you're ahead. I got punched in the gut there. Because this track, right here, has one of the longer combo routes with all these barrels and stuff. You want to make sure you're stealing these before your opponents can get to them first. And because of that, you're able to run and have yourself a good time after that. This. And also CPUs, even on expert difficulty like I'm playing on right now, they're still really dumb. Like, these guys are still running into barrels and messing up all the time. And for a Wii game from, I believe this is 2007, CPUs were like annoyingly hard back in the day. But these ones are really dumb for whatever reason. Oh. Jump here. Do that. I should have enough banners for that, barely. Perfect. Okay, that was almost clean. That was almost so clean. I almost had that perfect combo. Yeah, one of the most satisfying things about this game is landing those big combos. Especially later on, they are not easy to do. And again, you're working with motion controls. So like, ew. That tornado blocked me from getting that one though. I need like one more banana. Shoot. This. Boom. Should have enough for this one. Bang! Barely clip on that. Some of these barrels are also really hard to dodge later on, not just because of their placements, but because of this game's depth perception as well. It's tricky sometimes. I don't want to risk punching that one. Wait, look at how far ahead I am. I'm kind of gaming, even though I'm not playing the best. That goes to show how not only powerful these ultra barrels are, but also how silly these game CPUs are. You wanna know something else I learned just before today's run as well? I learned that, so this game has 3 difficulties, right? It has rookie, like amateur or something, and then expert. I'm currently doing this whole run on expert difficulty, and I learned that previous difficulties before expert, they don't actually make the CPUs better, quote unquote. The difficulties in this game act as like Mario Kart CCs. Like rookie difficulty is like 50 CC, and then we have 100, and then expert is just 150. That's they tried hiding that off. I gotta be careful here. Yeah, this game kind of slices you in your face for that. Oh no. I'm getting comboed. Oh, Neptune. This wine bottle item that I just got, it just gives you a free special move. This is one of the Kremling items, however. You can only get this one from a blue balloon. And, when you get that item as a Kremling, it gives you 2 free wild moves, which is actually insane. Like, the Kremling version of that item is one of the best items in the game just because of that. Come here. Yeah. And Paige, if there's anything I missed from like donations wise, let me know.
No. Ooh, actually, I was about to say we don't, but no, I think, well, I am wrong. I am wrong, and I'm happy I'm wrong. You wanna know why I'm wrong? Because if anyone has looked down at the bottom left of the stream, you may notice we suddenly did go from 115 to 215 because we received a $100 donation from Anonymous saying name them potato, and I assume that went to the Ducks, and it also went to a an incentive, which we will I will quickly go find out which that is, and I will get back to you with that one. But yeah, and if you guys also want to name a duck, which as you can see they're all just chilling in the little pool down there, definitely feel free to donate and put that to the Ducks, and you can name a duck. As well as there are other incentives. I'll quickly run through those real fast. We do have, yeah, for every $5 they add a duck to the pool. You can do that. And where is it? Hold on. Oh, Tiltify's so confusing. Wait, not that one. It's this one. Targets. And we also can. Again, we still have 4 hours until you know, the Make It French incentive is met. There is $75, and we're currently $10 into that. So we're $65 away from that. Yeah, but thank you, Anonymous, for the donation, and we shall, and please keep them coming. So continue on.
Oh my gosh, guys. We gotta keep that up, gamers. Good job. You guys can't hear it, and neither can we. But I bet you kids crying in the background right now. You guys are all awesome. I want to re-emphasize that this isn't for like us or like any like special charity. This is for KitsuneAid of Dreams. That awesome partner. Shoutouts to her. We're getting her a new PC. And as a group effort for doing this, I think we owe it to her because she does so much behind the scenes. Big shoutouts to her. We're moving on to the final GP of the game. A lot of the theming here is going to be repeats. Like, this exact scenario is how we started off on the last cup, I believe. The last one is called Mount Dynamite. This one's called Mount Dynamite Remix. Very creative, I know, gamers. The big gimmick for this one is that there's more obstacles and more barrels for combos. So it's just a little bit harder, but we're playing on essentially the exact same track. And this game has a lot of that, if you haven't been able to tell already.
Also, just want to quickly bring this up real quick, and I did notice it, and I was very confused for a sec, but I did, when I was told, I did find out that that donation we got from Anonymous did go to the Sonic Riders incentive, which has now been beaten, so we will be seeing that. That is why I was very confused why it went off my screen, and I was like, where's it gone? But that is because we have met the incentive. But we are, obviously, again, as I've said, we are still $65 away, so if you guys want to see the Kiwi Make It French in just under 4 hours now, definitely get those donations in. Take it away. I'll continue.
You guys heard her. Go crazy. I'm having a great time, and I bet you guys will too if we have more of these donations. Sonic Riders is also KitsuneAid's run as well, conveniently. So that's more gameplay for her. I think she can better explain her PC and like her struggles with it, but it's not a very good one. Like, I think she's had this one for a while now, question mark. And it's kind of stinky doo-doo. So I'm really happy that an event like this kind of formed and is working like the way it is, because it's awesome. We love supporting good people. As I say that, I'm getting the most sick, nastiest combo of my life right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, with how much stuff they added to this track, the end game for this has one of the biggest combos in the entire game. It's just really hard to pull off properly because they add so much. But this is one of those maps, where going a little off the side for items and stuff would be beneficial. And you're gonna see me doing that as well in some of the other tracks that are coming up, because of how much they add. But they put down gray barrels like everywhere, just to make it harder. And so having a melon or something will make that process so much easier. They also just give you a free golden banana right there as well. We'll just play that safe for now. There we go. So yeah, there's 3 different variations of Dynamite. Oh, this one is called Dynamite Run. Okay, I'm a dum-dum. The first 2 were Mount Dynamite and Mount Dynamite Remix. But like, that track that we just played on was a remix of Mount Dynamite Remix. Make it make sense. This is one of the more scary starter courses when you're first starting out, sorry. The CPUs are vicious at the start of this one. They will just randomly run into explosive barrels at the start. They'll take all of your stuff at the beginning. And there's also all these electric fishes that you cannot wild move into. Like again, melons and stuff are super, super yummy on this map. And that event panel also gives you a barrel cannon. This propeller monkey that's currently on me right now, he is also one of the more... That hit me. He's also one of the more annoying items as well. Whoa. Okay, maybe DK's punch is a little bigger than I imagined. He stays on for a couple seconds and he steals like 5 bananas at a time. Which, because of that, it'll make your counter go down on the right side. And that only is an annoyance when you're trying to collect as many bananas as you can. Yeah, that was almost so cool though. That was almost cool. I'm not playing the absolute best right now, and you're also getting a taste of what bad RNG looks like from time to time. But when you nail those sick combos and get these like really big strings and everything, this game gets so satisfying. Not only to play, but to also watch as well. So we do this, that. That's a consistent strat I like to go for, and then it's gonna spawn these ones over here. Barely missed that, but that's okay. Boom! And nailed that ending perfectly. And you saw that gap I had with everyone else? I was actually getting close to lapping someone in that race. Again, if you play perfectly, that will just randomly happen from time to time, no matter the map. Even on the final one, like, if you're just set up right and have good RNG at the beginning, then you're just set up for the rest of the race. So yeah, this is one of the hardest maps in the game, in my opinion. This is the final ice one. You can kind of just see already, they're presenting you a bunch of randomly placed barrels. But all of them will just combo into each other, except for this one. I only did that one just so I could get ahead of him. He hit me from behind! That's crazy! Yeah, a lot of that. That event panel that we just landed on spawns a couple more barrels, so it gives you the opportunity for bigger combos here. Now, what I like to do here, there are these item balloons on the left. If my thing could work. Getting a melon on this ending part is actually super beneficial because you can just kind of see how many gray barrels there are here. Like they're even like lining up for you. Like this game doesn't have shame. Go, and because of my combo, it gives me enough bananas for this next coming barrels here. Boom! I did that too early. Yeah. Your best friends on this map are melons. On this underwater section, this one's one of the more just basic ones. Nothing too special over here. I also, just kind of thinking about it, I don't think you can get melons from blue balloons. I think those ones are specifically only red ones for the Kongs. But I could be wrong. Oh my gosh, melon, gaming. And now look how I can just kind of cruise by all of this. And you can go over here, continue it even more. And that gets you through that entire area. Like, it is a great idea to be going backtracking for those items. There's also something I haven't really shown off to you guys as well. It's slower, but I kind of just want to show it off anyway. The maps that you see here will also have different colored barrel cannons as well that you can climb into. I'm pretty sure there's one on this map. Double check that real quick. Yeah, over here. Oh, I might just skip it though. Boom. This one right here takes you into a little side area. If I go on this one, there's a red barrel cannon. This one allows me to do tricks. Boom. It's slower, but it gives you bananas. You almost never want to take them, but they're flashy and cool, and they decided to add these just to make the game a little bit, different than your traditional Mario Kart. There's also going to be barrel cannons, I believe, that are yellow. They're pretty much, they function just like the normal barrel cannons, except they'll start, they freeze you in place, and then you have to shake your Wii Remote and Nunchuck to get launched from it. There's a timing gauge to it.
I've been watching this thinking about, the amount of bananas that he's been taking. I feel like that's an unhealthy amount of potassium. Like, I feel like, I don't know how much potassium monkeys can ingest, but that's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah, no, we're eating hundreds every race. Way more than normal. But these guys are like, this is their everyday lives. We can't blame them for just living. As you can see, there's tons of like barrels and stuff. Tiny Kong in first place is kind of stealing all my combos right now. Can't really do anything about that while she's ahead. So that's why I say it's really important to make sure you try and get into first place ASAP. Because again, this game benefits front running so much. Like, it's not even like funny. Because the barrels take a long time to respawn if someone destroys them. And because of that, that's just less opportunities for combos. As you can see, on this map, they kind of just fill them up everywhere here. I'm gonna grab that, because that gives you a golden banana. Perfect. That's one of the harder combos to do in the game, but I kind of nailed that perfectly. It brushes off shoulder, not even a sweat. And yeah, this whole map is filled with these bigger ones. I'm purposely not going for these full combos just to play a little bit more safe and consistent. But a lot of these aren't actually too bad. We're just going for safe strats just to make sure we get through all of that. And this melon is a very yummy one. I want it. So we're going to be saving this. And then we're going to be using it just right up here. And all of a sudden we're going to get this disgustingly huge combo. And we dodged the Quax item. Get the golden. Boom, boom. And because of that big combo, we're now maxed out on wild moves, which actually isn't, it's not that common, honestly. Because, like, if you get the obviously, the higher combos you get, the more bananas you get, because you're getting 5 bananas per barrel you hit. But, like, what's 6 times 50? That's 300. In the span of just a couple seconds, I got 300 bananas. I'd say I played that race pretty good. The game's probably gonna disagree. Okay, never mind, I got an A. I don't believe this game has... Sorry, I don't believe this game has an S rank, but like I know it goes up to A+. Alright, what's up?
I feel like 300 bananas is more than I think I've ever eaten in my life. Like, I love bananas. They're decent. They're really nice. but I don't think I've ever eaten about 300. That's an excessive amount. Even, and as, to be honest, as Kit said, melons too. It's a healthy diet. It's a healthy diet, but it's too, I feel like at that point it's just stopped being healthy because it's too much.
Yeah, no, there's lots of different foods you eat in this game. And this is like in the span of like minutes too. Hundreds of bananas and melons in minutes. Like that cannot be understated.
No wonder that Donkey Kong is such a chunky boy. I mean, his diet of melons and bananas, you know, dude's thick as hell.
Yeah, that dude's got a diet plan and it's garbage. So this is the final track of the game. This is Cosmic Highway. This is one of the harder levels in the game. But honestly, if you can get away with just running in, not dealing with the CPUs, it's not that bad. I think the map we just played a second ago is harder, in my opinion. This does, again, throw out a bunch of like items and whatever junk on you. But they also introduce Robo DKs and Mecha DK. They will, the smaller ones you see are gonna shoot lasers at you, and those will stop your progress from getting combos and wild moves and etc. Whereas meanwhile, at the end there's just one big dude, and the Mecha DK, what he likes to do, he shoots lasers and a rocket at you. After a set time, the rocket will start homing in on you, like as you see there. So what you have to do to avoid that, you have to make sure you're on like the left or right side, and then you have to make sure you're turning immediately after, because otherwise it will just hit you. You can't punch it, you can't dodge out of its way, and it stopped lots of like early runs way back in the day. It's because you also get stunned for like a while too.
There's 2 Mario Kart maps that this map is reminding me of, and it's Waluigi Pinball and Rainbow Road. You know, the Rainbow Road because it's in space, and the Waluigi's Pinball because of that like tunnel type effect that when you enter it. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
This is only the only track in the game that does that as well. Also, when we hit the finish line, that is going to be time as well. And that's just coming up here. So yeah, we have one more final combo here, and then it's wraps. Here, and time.
GG.
Yippee! I think I played that last map pretty good, too.
Some very aggressive kart racing. A lot of bananas, a lot of melons, but pretty decent run.
Yeah, we're eating hundreds, bro. We're at the end of this, we're gonna be just like Cludge in his body type. You see that, dude? It's gonna be us. He's a big dude. Yeah, that's it. I had a great time.
Alrighty. Is there anything you would like to say? Would you like to tell people what you do? Anything like that?
Yeah, I'm actually more so, like, I play this game here and now, but I do a lot of Mario Party stuff as well, and I speedrun the series for that. If you just want to go to, like, my Twitch channel, I think it's linked in the title. You'll be seeing a lot more of that, especially in, like, the next coming weeks. And I'll throw this game here and there as well. Like, I had a fun time, and I'm getting consistently good runs. Before, when I was practicing for this game, I got 2 different PBs, and that made me top 4 now in the leaderboards. It's pretty sick nasty.
Yes, well, that was some pretty epic kart racing. We saw a lot of melons, we saw a lot of bananas, we saw a lot of Donkey Kong, and a lot of Donkey Kong on a rocket pad thing. But yeah, we are going to move into a very quick intermission. Before we do that, however, if you do want to donate, feel free to type !donate in the chat. You can also find it in the About section. We also do have a schedule that is on Ungus or Oengus or however you pronounce it, I don't know. But yeah, and that is ungus.io, and then it should be, well, it's currently on the live thing, but you can also find it if you type in ! schedule. But we are going to go to an intermission. So yeah, but thank you for the run, and we shall see you there.
Gaming!